My name's LaGreca, and I first got involved because another activist on another website that I write on had written about his first day's experience here on the first day of Occupy Wall Street, and the story was just really something I felt passionate about. I care deeply about economic issues, political issues, social issues, and it's something that I'm passionate about. So when I heard that there was a bit of reform coming down the road, I was really excited. I wanted to get involved.
It's fun to talk to the propaganda machine in the media, especially conservative leading networks such as yourself, because we find that we can't get conversations on the Department of Justice's ongoing investigation of News Corporation, for which you are an employee, but we can certainly ask questions like, you know, why are the poor engaging in class warfare? Now, after 30 years of having our living standards decrease while the wealthiest 1% have had it better than ever, I think it's time for maybe, I don't know, some participation in our democracy that isn't funded by news cameras and gentlemen such as yourself.
It's really funny, actually. I usually do my own research on the web. I don't watch Fox News that often, but I do pick up a lot of sound bites on the web, so I'm kind of used to their talking points and their faces. And I was standing down this way at the front of the park before we got very crowded, and I am talking to another activist who was working at the help booth, and I see one of them coming. And I said to myself, you know, I recognize the guy, Griff Jenkins. You know, in their universe, he's not the worst, whatever. But, you know, I figured I'll give him a fair say, I'll answer some questions. And when I could tell that he was starting to denigrate us, that he was comparing us to something that happened in Greece, which was on the violent side, he was trying to make us seem like we were inspired by violence, I just decided, like, you know, I'm not having this.
We're here giving you an opportunity on the record with Credit Ancestry to put any message you want out there, give you fair coverage, and I'm not going to in any way be biased about it. So there is an exception to the case because you wouldn't be able to get your message out without us, yes?
No, certainly. I mean, take for instance when Glenn Beck was doing his protest and he called the president a person who hates white people and white culture. That was a low moment in Americans' history, and you guys kind of had a big part in it. So I'm glad to see you coming around and kind of paying attention to what the other 99% of Americans are paying attention to, as opposed to the far-right fringe who would love to just destroy the middle class entirely.
All right, fair enough.
I really think this is about our future. I mean, really look at it like this. In 2008, the financial interests took such tremendous risks that they really put all of us at risk. And when their risk backfired, when they put all the money on black and it went wrong, they expected us to pay for the tab. Now, if we don't hold these guys accountable, right? If we are able to prove that they've broken the law, and we can, and we do not hold them accountable, we give them the incentive to rob us again. It's almost as if we don't stop them now, they're just going to crash the economy again. And if they can profit off it, they will, and they can stick us with the bill, they will. I mean, really look at it like this. No one has talked about how we're going to pay the bailouts back, but everybody's talking about what we can cut. The reason they want to cut social services is because they want to use those cuts to offset the cost of the bailouts, to offset the cost of the tax cuts for the rich and the wealthiest 1% and corporations. So it's a multi-pronged fight. But I think it's a fight we have to have now because our future really depends on it. You won't say. You won't say. You won't say. You won't say. No, I think the message is so obvious. I'm almost insulted that they don't say it. I mean, they would like to sell us as a misdirected group, when in fact our message is so clear, it couldn't be more clear. Occupy Wall Street is a movement in defiance of the greed of Wall Street. The name Wall Street is in the name of the movement. I don't need to explain this any clearer. And I think what they're doing is they're clouding the issue to create confusion, to turn off people who might otherwise be involved, or to delegitimize this movement in the face of social justice. So when they say that we don't have a clear message, I say we have such a clear message that it proves just how inept our media is because they're unable to share with us the information we need. You know, this is really a fight that matters. I mean, You know, this is important to me. My brother is trying to start a small business. He can't get the funds. He's, you know, buried under debt. My mother is sick. She's on a fixed income. So my brother and I are trying to help support her. I've been freelancing and scraping by. I love what I do, don't get me wrong. But I'd like to do better. And I don't understand what type of country we want to be. Do we want to be the kind of country that gives everybody the same opportunities that the wealthiest people have? I mean, I'm not saying we should have what they have or take what they have. But if they can take away our future, we should fight back. And I think that's the heart of the movement. You know, our future is at stake. Our children are at stake. Our educations and retirements, healthcare, our homes, our jobs. We're fighting for so much, man. I really think that if we don't fight now, we got a lot of problems down the road.